you fall in the draft back in 2020. And let's just kind of talk about that, actually. So it was a very weird type of pre-draft process, right? Like, there was limited workouts. I think there was online interviews. What was that process like, right? You come out after your third year, you have a huge year. You're averaging like 15, 11, 2, 3 blocks a game, a couple steals. What did you think about coming out at that time?
I mean, I knew it was the right time. I just wish that COVID didn't happen. Our season got cut short.
Right.
We didn't get to finish. We was in a tournament. We had won our first game. We had some momentum. I felt like we could have took it all the way. Of course I felt that way. But, COVID happened. Season got cut short. We had to do all our interviews online. We had no pre-drive workouts. It was like, it's kind of like I couldn't really help myself more than I did, like during the season. It was normally the pre-drive process is, you work out with teams, you get to compete against other players, you get to kind of show that you're better than a lot of dudes. You can help your stock a lot. I ain't really get to do that. But at the same time, everything happened for a reason. Maybe if I would have did that, I would have ended up somewhere else. So I'm glad it kind of worked out like this.
Did you think that you were going to go higher in the draft? Do you think that lack of pre-draft normalized routine kind of attributed to you falling?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought I was going to go higher. I think, a lot of guys who enter their name in the draft feel like they going to go first round or they going to go higher. And a lot of dudes, don't even get drafted. That think that thinks that they going to get drafted. And, so I kind of had to put it in perspective. And when I look back at it, I just be grateful that, I got drafted. Yeah. By a team like Philly. Like, I could have got drafted, like my agent was telling me. Sometimes it's not best to get drafted higher and go to a worse team. It's better to get drafted or not even, just get on a team that's the best fit for you. That's gonna give you the best situation. And that helped me put things in perspective. But I wasn't trying to hear that on draft night. I had people at my draft party leaving the drive party early because they like, man.
Wow.
Man, they getting picked up. Finna go home. That's pain. You gotta see people walking out your drive party. You ain't even get picked yet. The drive's still going on now. It's still about 20 more picks, 15 more picks. So, it got to the point where I didn't know I was getting drafted. And of course I was feeling some type of way, but I feel like some of the greatest players in the world have been through similar situations and overcame adversity and became stars. For example, Tom Brady.
Yeah, no, he did, and like when you said that, I was thinking like of a couple players in recent history. I remember Austin Reeves, had his agent try to get him to LA. There was someone who got picked at the end of the draft to go to Milwaukee. Like, you're right. I think sometimes it is about fit because when you go back and look at that draft, right, the Sixers take Tyrese at number 21. They take Isaiah Joe at 49, and they take you at 58. Those are all great quality players on a team. And you look at some of the other guys that went in the second round, they're not even playing anymore. So, I think that fit is great. And then I guess, do you think that being in Philly has kind of, shaped your career in a way? Do you think you'd be the same player or, you would have earned a second contract in a different city?
For sure. I feel like any team I would have went to, I would have made the best of it and, did what I had to do. Even if I had to get out the mud in a different city, I would have had to do that. But I feel like, it's hard to really to say. I don't know any other teams. I haven't played for anybody else. All I know is from what my teammates told me that played for other teams.
Right.
And I hear like other teams are very different, the way they work. I feel like Philly one of them teams where it's like, it's always a lot of players coming in and out every year. So my mindset, my first couple years with Philly was like, dang, I hope I'm not one of them dudes that get cut or, get traded or something like that. And, I would never was. I guess they believe in me.
Yeah, no, this city believes in you, and going back to what you said earlier, you're just such a relatable player in person. Like, I think a lot of the Philly fans see themselves in you a bit, and that's why they go out there and support you. You go out there, you get your hands dirty. You're doing the dirty work. You're cleaning the glass. You come in a couple steals, a couple blocks, and I just think it embodies that out the mud mentality, which is again just perfect full circle for the show. But you come into a contending situation. Like, what's it like coming in, around guys like Joel Embiid and at the time Ben Simmons, and with Tyrese, obviously watching him nurture and grow. A lot of guys, they take a couple years. They have to rebuild. They have to wait and let it play out. You're coming in, you're expected to perform right away.
Man, I wish like I was more ready. I wish I knew like what I knew now in my rookie season, like how to mentally prepare for the moment. I feel like when I came in, I wasn't really prepared enough mentally to go out there and execute and do what the team need me to do. But now I kind of got a better understanding of what the team needs me to do. So it's easier to go out there and play hard defense, finish plays, spacing the floor the right way, things like that. It's come with experience, and it come with playing. I ain't really get a lot of minutes. I ain't have a lot of opportunities. I'm second round, 58th pick. I'm not gonna get the same opportunities as a first round pick. So it's like it makes it a bit harder to. It makes it a bit harder. You don't have as many opportunities to learn.
Yeah, I mean, you had to get it out the mud, like you said.
Yeah, for real.
So, watching some of these guys nurture, watching this team, get to the second round a couple years in a row, obviously it's ended in disappointment, but there's probably a lot you can take away, like, from the journey so far. You have that experience. You got bounced down, to the G League. You're absolutely wrecking in the G League. You win the MVP. You win the Rookie of the Year. You come back up. Based on all your opportunities, do you think that you were ever treated unfair and not given enough opportunity in any of your years thus far? Because, there's so many times people are calling for B-Ball Paul. Bring B-Ball Paul in, let him play. You come in, you optimize your opportunity. There were probably some frustrating times, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's all part of the process. I feel like I'm not the only one that had to go through, struggles. My first couple years in the league, like, I ain't play a lot. When I won MVP, I'm thinking, I just won MVP of the G, and we went to the finals. We ain't win, but I feel like MVP and we went to the final. I'm thinking I'm gonna come in and get a lot of minutes just because of that. Nah, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. I got a couple opportunities, but it still was like, can the coach trust me to do what he need me to do? Can my teammates trust me to? And going out there averaging 20-some points in the G is not really translatable to the NBA because you gonna have to play a different role. My role for the Sixers is not to go out there and average 20. My goal was really to go out there and average 20 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's a completely different game, and again, I think you've done the best job in optimizing your opportunity and maximizing your chances. And again, there's a lot of battles that you've had to face, but you finally started to get consistent playing time. Last year, I mean, even in game one against the Celtics, you're asked to go out there and start, and you had a double-double. You did your job. And by the way, you hit the coldest 4 free throws that I've maybe ever seen in the final minute of that game. I mean, that was insane.